So basically what we are discussing, that the number is the attribute of class record, and it is linked with the class attribute of student record. So this, you can see the link. So this link is the association between two records. So this structure is called an arbitrary graph. This structure is called an arbitrary graph. So the value which you have shown, it can be also represented by the what? It can be represented by the this link, that in the number there is one present, and in the head, that is A. The student ID is 1 and the student name is Aman. Then class is 1. So first class, that is means it is linked what we have shown in the link, that the number attribute of class record. So this is the number attribute of class record will be what? Linked with the class attribute of the student record. So that means it will be connected with what? It will be connected with here. Then same also in case of another tuple, the number is 2. The number attribute of class record is 2, and the head is what? The head is B. Then student ID, we take student ID as a 2, student name as Mohan, and class is 2. So here from this we are wanting that the number attribute of class record, the number attribute of class record will be linked to the class attribute of student record. So through this link, we can what? We can do the connections or the links. So link is basically in this type. In this type, we can say it is the association between two records. So network data model follows this approach, that in this data model, all the data that are present are represented as a collection of records, and the relationship among the data are represented by the link. So through this link, we are saying that this is the relationship between the two records. Okay, so this is the network data model. Clear? It is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then third type of the
Yes,
data
sir.
model is the hierarchical data model. Now, hierarchical data model is also similar to the network data model. It is mainly similar to the network data model, which we have seen. But the only difference is in the hierarchical data model, records are organized as tree, means in the tree format. In the tree format, the records are stored rather than the arbitrary graph. In this, we see the records are stored in the as of arbitrary graph. But in this case, hierarchical data model, records are organized as a tree. Records are organized as a tree, and each entity has only one parent, but they can have several child. Each entity has a one parent, but can have more than one child. So here, if we used this hierarchical data model, then you can see the first, there is a entity present, that is department. Now in this entity, there are two attributes present. What the two attributes is? DID and DNAME, means department ID and department name. These two attributes are present of this department entity. Now we are telling that this is the parent entity. We can say this is the parent entity. So we can say that only one parent is present, but can have several children. So we can divide it into two way. You can say you can divide it with two. One is course and another is student. One is course and another is student. In the course, what? The course name should be present, and the course, which is what this course is presented on the what department. So that's why department number should be present, because this course is present on which department. That's why department number is present. So you can see from here, there is what? Course entity is the child of department entity, because here also you can say department number is present. That means what? This is the child entity. This is the child entity of the department entity. Department entity is the parent, and course is the child entity. And in the department entity, there is what? There is two attribute present, department ID and department name. In the course entity, there is also two attribute present. One is course number, and the course, this course is particularly in which department present, that department number. So number and department number is present. In case of student also, you can see in the student, there is student ID, department name, course. These three attributes are present for the student entity. Why? There will be the student ID, there will be the department name, the student in which department it is enrolled, the student is enrolled, and which course is he or she is enrolled. So that means it has also student ID, department name, and course. Now you can see department name is present in both this entity. So what? If we see the hierarchical structure, then department in the concept is the department. Department is the parent, and the child is course and student. These two entities are the child entity, and both this child entity, we know that in the, if you remember the Java structure, then the properties we can say, the properties that are present on the parent will be inherited in the what? In the child. The child, the properties are inherited by the child. In this case also you can see dname. Dname attribute is present in both child entity. You can see course child entity and student child student entity. Both this child entity, what? Dname is present. Like the same concept which is of the Java, that the properties that is present on the parent can be inherited in the child. So here dname is the attribute that is present on the parent entity. What the parent entity's name is? Department. Now in both this child entity, the department name is present. Then you can already from there you can also divide that. From faculty you can make the faculty, and this faculty is enrolled for that course, for doing the teaching that course. Then the faculty will also be the child of the course. Then there will be faculty ID, dname, this will be also present. So here you can see this is the hierarchical structure or the tree format, and each entity in case has only what? One parent, but it can have many more child, several children. So this is the concept of the hierarchical data model. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the concept of the hierarchical data model. Now we'll see what is the, we will start the ER diagram. ER diagram is basically the entity relationship diagram. Already we have seen what is entity. Entity is the real world object, and the attributes of an entity is the defining the properties of that entity. This is the attributes. So now we will see the ER diagram, entity relationship diagram. The relationship between the entities are provided through this diagram. Now ER model stands for entity relationship model, and it is the high level data model. This model is used to define the data elements and the relationship for a specified system. It develops a conceptual design for the database. it also develops a very simple and easy to design view of a data. And in ER model, database structured, all the database structured is portrayed as a diagram. And this is known as the entity relationship diagram. Suppose if we take an example, suppose we design a school database. Now in this database, student will be an entity with attributes. In school database, what are the entities present? We know in the school who are present. Teacher present, student is also present, then course is also present. We can say in class, in which class the student is enrolled. So class is also present. There is a management is also present. Suppose we design a school database and we are considering one attribute. We are considering one entity with attributes like that. In database, we are considering student entity. Now, this student entity will what? The student entity will be the attributes, address, name, ID, age, etc. This can be the attributes of a student. The student has some name, student has some address, student has some ID, student has the age, etc. So the address can be the another entity. You can say the address can also be then another entity. Like this address entity, the attributes like city, street name, pin code, etc. So there will be the relationship between them. So now, if we design the diagram, it will looks like what? The entity which you will be used as the rectangular box, and the attributes of that particular entity should be presented as a eclipse format. You can see the attributes, the student entity attributes is what? ID, name, address, age. So all these attributes, you can see all these attributes are represented in the eclipse, and it is connected with a link to the what? Connected with a link to the entity. So that's how an entity with its attributes are shown. Now the components of an ER diagram is present, that is entity, attribute, and the relationship. Now entity, in the case of entity, there will be the two types of entity present. One is strong entity and another one is weak entity. For attributes, we already have seen that key attributes, composite, multi-valued, derived, single valued type of attributes we have already seen. So we will do this and represent it in the diagram format. And the relationships are the four types of relationships present: one to one, one to many, many to one, and many to many. So these are the component in the ER diagram are present. So first we will see the relationships. First we will see how the relationships work. So the relationship is used to describe the relationship between the entities. Now, relationship is basically used to define the relationship between the two entities. Now, here as an example, I am taking that there are two entities. What two entities? Teacher and the student. Like I am teacher and you are the student. So what is the relationship between you and me? The relationship between you and me is that I am teaching you. So this is the relationship, that the two entities relationship is defined like that. The teacher teaches student. So the teaches means the relationship. So if like that in the relationship, what? If we take another example, in the school database, there is a student and there is another entity called course. These two entities. Student, what the relationship will be? Student enrolled course. Means student is enrolled in the course. So that means what is the relationship between student and course? These two attributes, enrolled or enrollment. because student is enrolled in the course. These are the, we call the relationship. Here as an example, I have taken teacher and a student. So teacher is one, our entity, and student is also another entity. So basically between them, teacher and the student, these two entities, what is the relationship? Relationship is the teacher teaches the student. So this is the relationship, or we can say we called it as the relationship. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So basically you have to, what you have to do, basically you have to find the relationships between the entities. Now ER diagram is basically how you think. How you think. Now in the ER diagram case, your ER diagram and your friend ER diagram or mine ER diagram not be the same, because everyone thinks differently. So the ER, it is not possible that everyone ER diagram will be same. Your diagram, your friend ER diagram, or mine ER diagram, it will be different. Okay, so what you think, how you think, you will put it into the what? You will put it into the diagram. This is basically the ER diagram or entity relationship diagram. So what we have seen that in the entity relationship, there are four, the relation, in the relation, there are four entity relationships present. That is one-to-one relationship. Now, one-to-one relationship is what? Only when one instance of an entity is associated with the relationship, then it is known as to one-to-one relationship. For example, a female can marry to a one male. Means there are two attributes present, female and male. That female married to a male. So a single female can marry to a single male. And the vice versa is also present, that a single male can marry to a single female. So this is the one-to-one relationship. This is called the one-to-one relationship. Then what will be one-to-many relationship? One-to-many relationship is what? When only one instance of an entity in a left is associated with the more than one instance of an entity in the right, then it is known as what? Then it is known as one-to-many relationship. Like there are, what will be the example? One-to-many relationship, that two entities are present, scientist and invention. Like a particular scientist, a single scientist can make many invention. So what will be the relationships? Scientist invent invention, invents invention. It is the relationship that a scientist invents some invention. So a single scientist can what? Done many invention. Or we can say vice versa, that many invention can be done by the one scientist. So this is one-to-many relationship. Like teacher teaches student. Like you, like yours and mine. The relationship is what? One-to-many relationship. Because I am single person and I am teaching all of you. That means what? One-to-many relationships. And vice versa also, that you, all of you, what? All of you are studying from me. So what? That means it is one-to-many relationship. That I am a single teacher and I am teaching all of you. That means what? One-to-many relationships. And opposite, vice versa is also possible, that all of you are what? Starting from me. That means many to one. So this is basically the one-to-many relationship. Then next what? Many to one relationship. Many to one relationship is what? When more instance of an entity on the left, more than one instance of an entity on the left, and only one instance of an entity on the right associates it with the relationship, then it is known as many to one relationships. Now, basic example, many student. Basic example is many students are enrolled in one course. Many student, all of you, what? All of you are enrolled in CSE department. CSE department is single, but you, number of you are more. So what? You and the relationship between the CSE department is what? The student enrolled in the CSE department. That is, many students are enrolled in the CSE department. This is the relationship of the many to one relationships. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And the last one is the which I have not yet. Last one is the many to many relationships. The last one is known as the many to many relationships. Now, in many to many relationships is what? In many to many relationships, when more than one instance of an entity on the left, because here more than one instance of the entity on the left and more than one instance of an entity on the right associate with the relationship, then it is known as many to many relationships. That is where that if we take an example, of employee and a project in an organization, employee, there is an employee and the project. These two entities are present, employee and project. So it happens that many employee here in the organization, there is many employees present. So many employees can be assigned, many employees can be assigned many project. This is possible. In an organization, it is possible that in organization, many employees can be assigned to the many project. So this is basically that many to many relationships. So what first during when you will draw the ER diagram, this is the concept you should be in the mind. This concept you should be in the mind. That first what, this is the tricks I am saying. What you should do when you have, suppose you have some paragraphs will be given, and in this that from there when you have to do the ER diagram, then what you will do? Try to find the entity, means real world object from that question. The question will be given. In the question that will be given, from there, first try to what? First try to identify the entity. First identify the entity, that means the real world object. Then after identifying the entity, you should try to make the relationships between the entity. Try to make the relationships between the entity. Then after what? Try to identify the attributes. Try to identify the attributes. So first total 4 steps should be followed. What are the 4 steps? First, identify the what? Identify the entity. In the next step, identify the relation. What relation is, what means, what relation is present between these two entities? Then the relationships, that is one to many or many to one or one to one or many to many. What are the relationships are present between them? After that, find that. Then at last, what? Identify the attributes. So first, I am saying that you can see if we take an example like if you take this, the through example, it will be all clear to you. Now, like that, you will be given some problem to solve, and from this problem, you have to find the what? You have to find in that from that problem, you have to find the ER diagram of this problem. Like there is an example given in an university. A student enrolled in a course. A student is enrolled in the course. A student must be assigned to at least one or more courses, and each course is taught by a single professor. To maintain instruction quality, a professor can deliver only one course. So first, like this type of a problem will be given. Like this type of a problem, you should be given that a problem format. And in this problem format, what it is said that in an university, a student is enrolled in a course, and the student must be assigned to at least one or more course, and each course is taught by the single professor. So to maintain the instruction quality, a professor can deliver only one course. This problem is given. So what are the first step? I am saying that in first step, you have to find what? To make an ER diagram, in the first step, you have to find the entities present in the entity present in this problem. What are the entities present? Student, this is an entity. Course, this is an entity. And professor, this is an entity. Now you see all the entities are covered. Entities are what? The real world object. So first try to identify the entity from the problem. So in our this problem, there are three entities present. What are this? Student, courses, or professor. These three entities are present. So first we have already identified the entities. Next what? Next we have to identify the relationships between these three entities. Now you see, we can first write the three entities first. The student, course, and professor. So what is the relationship between student and course? The relationship between the student and course is given. The student must be assigned to at least one or more course. That means this assigned in the relationship. This assigned in the is the relationship. So here you can see what I have done. I have done that. First, we have found that what are the entities: student, course, and professor. These are the three entities from the given problem we get. After that, what? We have to make the relationships between these three entities. Then student is assigned to the course. We are saying that student is assigned to the course. So that's why this assigned is the relationships. This assigned is the relationship. And whichever the relationships will be, you have to done it with this diamond shape. The relationship is presented as the diamond shape format. And professor delivers course. So the relationship between professor and course is that professor delivers the course. So it is, we have used delivers as the relationship. So our relationships and the identify of the entities are made. Now you can say, sir, I want that we say the student and professor. I can have also possible that I can make student and professor, these two entities relationship, that professor teaches student. This can be also a relationship. That's why I am saying that it can be the entity diagram, the entity relationship diagram is what you think. It is basically what you think, and it can be different from each of one. It can be different. Now you say that there is also a relationship present, sir, that professor teaches student. You can do that also. There is no problem. Whatever you think, you can do this in the ER diagram. But a meaningful format should be that the meaningful thing will happen. This should be keep in mind. So I have done that student assigned to the course and professor delivers the course, that relationship. So after that, what? After that, we have to find the cardinality identification. Now here already in this problem, it is already stated that a student is assigned at least one or more course. That a student can be assigned in the multiple course. So that means what? 1 to m relationships. So we can say what we can use. We can use 1 to m relationships. 1 to m, because here already said in the problem, the student must be assigned to at least one or more course. At least one or more course. So what we should use, that student is assigned to a multiple course. And either also said that to maintain instruction quality, a professor can deliver only one course. That means what? This will be 1-to-1 relationship. This will be because professor can deliver only one course. So that's how we can identify the what? We can identify the relationship. तो हम लोग इसको क्या है, ऐसे हम लोग इसको रिलेशनशिप्स आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं. अब ऐसे हो सकते हैं इधर ऑलरेडी प्रॉब्लम में दिया हुआ है, ऐसे हो सकते हैं कि प्रॉब्लम में तुमको रिलेशनशिप्स दिया नहीं. तब क्या है कि तुम जैसे सोचोगे वैसे ही तुम करना. कि तुमको लगता है कि हाँ प्रोफेसर मेनी कोर्स ले सकते हैं, तुम उधर 1M to 1 दे सकते हो, 1 to M दे सकते हो.
सर
जैसे तुम, हाँ बोलो.
सर जैसा आप लिखे ना स्टूडेंट असाइन टू अ कोर्स, तो सर मतलब जो कोर्स है तो वो स्टूडेंट जो कोर्स असाइन कर रहा है वो सर सेम कोर्स एक से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट भी तो कर सकता है.
अब देखो इधर हम इसीलिए किए कि स्टूडेंट मल्टीपल कोर्स में एनरोल्ड है, क्योंकि इधर देखो मेरा प्रॉब्लम में दिया हुआ है कि स्टूडेंट मस्ट बी असाइन टू एटलीस्ट वन और मोर कोर्सेस. अब क्या है कि मोर कोर्सेस इधर दिया हुआ है, ऐसे ऑलवेज नहीं पॉसिबल है कि तुमको दिया रहेगा. इधर दिया हुआ है ठीक है, अगर तुमको दिया नहीं है तब तुम जैसे सोचोगे, तुमको लगता है कि एक स्टूडेंट एक कोर्स में एनरोल होगा, तो तुम क्या है उसको डिफाइन कर देना. नीचे नीचे तुम उसको क्यों 1-to-1 रिलेशनशिप्स लिखे, मींस हम ये है कि एक स्टूडेंट एक कोर्स में एनरोल्ड है, वो तुमको मेंशन कर देना है, डिफाइन कर देना है. तुमको बेसिकली ईआर डायग्राम से समझाना है, दूसरे पर्सन जो है तुमको समझाना है कि तुम क्या चाह रहे हो. मतलब तुम्हारा जो ये डेटा मॉडल है और उस डेटा मॉडल में डेटा जो है वो आपस में कैसे रिलेशनशिप्स में कनेक्टेड है, ये तुमको दिखाना है. अब तुम्हारा सोच और दूसरे का सोच नहीं सेम हो सकते हैं. कोई तुम बोल रहे हो कि हाँ मेरा थिंकिंग में है कि एक स्टूडेंट एक कोर्स में एनरोल हो सकते हैं, कोई ऐसे भी हो सकते हैं या दूसरे हो सकते हैं जिसको ये है कि एक स्टूडेंट मल्टीपल कोर्स में एनरोल हो सकते हैं. हो ही सकते हैं, किसी का भी गलत नहीं है, मगर हाँ तुमको समझा देना है कि क्यों तुम इसको किए हो, ये तुमको समझा देना है. नीचे पॉइंट करके लिख देना है कि स्टूडेंट, आई एम थिंकिंग द स्टूडेंट, नॉट आई एम थिंकिंग, ऐसे मत लिखना. लिखना कि स्टूडेंट इज एनरोल्ड इन द पर्टिकुलर कोर्स, ऐसे करके तुमको समझा देना है. इधर हम देखो एक रिलेशनशिप नहीं लिखे हैं. अब तुम सोचोगे रिलेशनशिप तुम ये भी तो कर सकते हो कि स्टूडेंट जो है प्रोफेसर टीचर स्टूडेंट, ये भी तो एक रिलेशनशिप हो सकते हैं, बट हम इधर नहीं किए. तुम कर सकते हो, कोई तुमको गलत नहीं बोलेगा इसमें. तुम जैसे सोचोगे, मेन चीज है याद डायग्राम में तुम जैसे थिंक करोगे उसको तुमको करना है. जैसे तुम सोचोगे वैसे तुमको इसको बनाना है याद डायग्राम को. क्लियर है?
Yes, sir.
अब मेन जो चीज है, मेन तुमको क्या करना है इसमें कि जितना तुम ये करोगे, जितना यार डायग्राम जो है, यार डायग्राम तुमको प्रैक्टिस करना होगा। जितना तुम प्रैक्टिस करोगे, क्या है कि ऐसे प्रॉब्लम दिया रहता है, प्रॉब्लम दिया रहता है, उससे क्या है तुमको फर्स्ट, ऐसे जब भी प्रॉब्लम देगा फर्स्ट तुमको आइडेंटिफाई कर लेना है कि कितना तुम्हारा प्रेजेंट है, कितना तुम्हारा एंटिटीज प्रेजेंट है, जो प्रॉब्लम दिया है उसमें कितना एंटिटीज प्रेजेंट है। अब फर्स्ट तुम एंटिटी का जब उसको कर लोगे, एंटिटी को निकाल लेने के बाद तुमको क्या है कि एंटिटी का बीच में क्या रिलेशन है, एंटिटी के बीच में क्या रिलेशन है, वो तुमको फाइंड करना है नेक्स्ट स्टेप में। और नेक्स्ट स्टेप में क्या है, तुमको फाइंड करना है कि एंटिटी के बीच में क्या रिलेशन है। आफ्टर दैट क्या है कि कितना टाइप का रिलेशनशिप्स, क्या रिलेशनशिप्स उस एंटिटी के बीच में है, कि 1 to 1 या 1 to many, many to 1 और many to many। अब रिलेशनशिप्स तैयार हो जाने के बाद तुमको क्या है, एट्रीब्यूट्स देना है। लास्ट स्टेप इज द एट्रीब्यूट्स। तो ये फॉलो करके अगर करोगे, देखोगे तुमको आइडेंटिफिकेशन करके करना इजी हो रहा है, मतलब यार डायग्राम बनाना इजी हो रहा है। क्लियर?
यस सर।
हम ट्राई करेंगे और भी कोई और भी नेक्स्ट क्लास में जो है, नेक्स्ट क्लास में हम और भी ऐसे कुछ एग्जांपल्स दिखाएंगे। बट ऑलवेज इतना एग्जांपल्स, क्योंकि यार डायग्राम का जो जितना तुम प्रैक्टिस करोगे तुमको वो क्या होगा, तुम अच्छे से कर पाओगे। ये पॉसिबल नहीं है कि, क्योंकि ये क्या है, कोई नॉर्मल ये नहीं है, जो भी दे सकते हैं। बट तुमको प्रॉब्लम जो स्टेटमेंट दिया रहेगा, उस प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट को अच्छे से पढ़ना होगा। प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट को अच्छे से पढ़ोगे तभी क्या है, तुम उससे एंटिटी आइडेंटिफाई कर पाओगे, रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द एंटिटी एंड रिलेशनशिप, देन cardinality identification, and what at last put the attributes of the entity. Okay, so here if you see, then total we have already identified that our cardinality identification is done. So the last step, what will be the last step? The last step will be the identify the attributes. Now in the student entity, we are saying in the student entity there are 2 attributes present. If you think you can use 5 entities, it's based up to you that what you use. I have used only 2 attributes, that is student ID and student name. You can use any number of attributes, the property of the students, any number of attributes you can use, but it should be relevant to the student entity. You should keep in the mind that it will be relevant to the student entity. So here I have used, for a student entity there is student ID and student name, these 2 attributes. In case of course entity, we have used course ID and course name attribute. And in case of professor, in case of professor entity, we have used employee ID and professor name, these 2 attributes. You can say you can use professor address, professor phone number. You think you can use it, there is no problem, you can use it, but we are using only this 2 attributes. Okay.